Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking the video. It means a lot that you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And we have episode 4, Power Rankings. Actually, sorry, it's for episode 5, technically. We're on the 5th episode. We're pretty deep into the season. Do you guys feel like there's anyone who whose edit is villainous? Because I feel like there really isn't a villain here on this season.
No.
Maybe Yam Yam.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, Yam Yam is the closest thing to a villain, but it's only because Carolyn's is getting the hero edit, and Yam Yam and Carolyn are getting opposing edits right now.
But also Carson had his little moment where he tried to paint Yam Yam as the mastermind, and everyone sort of bought it. I feel like that's pretty villainous, I guess.
Yeah,
I feel like that's just casual strategy moves that aren't really.
Well, no, but they are. But nowadays, they have to reach for a villain because they cast so many just regular ass people, square people. There's no there isn't any like Russell Hansian type of people. Hansian. There's no real villains anymore. It's just people who are normal and clean and who won't say anything controversial. So it's. I feel like the closest thing that they have to a villain on this season was Claire, and now that she's gone, it's what is it gonna be Danny? Because he's a big strategical force.
No,
who's it gonna be that's the villain?
Nobody.
Yeah, I guess just no one because it's full of heroes. We have Carolyn. I think that they're trying to give Kane this hero-ish edit. I definitely feel like Danny is getting somewhat of a heroic edit. I just don't think there really isn't a villain on this season.
The closest you're gonna get is someone betraying their alliance. That's what you're gonna get.
Right. Which is kind of how it is every season.
A Cochrane. Wow, what a big villain.
Oh my god, Cochrane, giant villain. No,
actually,
it's just it's silly. I guess in that season the villain's Albert, right? Just the guy who gets 0 votes. They just shit all over him in the edit. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would prefer to have villains.
On that season, have been Keith and Whitney or whatever, where you disgust me.
Oh, true. Yeah. True.
You disgust me, even though I've been mean to you the entire time of bullying you. Terrible person.
I left my
husband
back home or husband for some guy.
I feel like the villain on that's Brandon Hans. No.
I want to say on that season.
No, I think they
tried to make him look like a good guy, even though he clearly wasn't.
Well, I think what it was is they the reason why he was a bit heroic on that season is because Coach clearly manipulates him using the religion, and Brandon didn't really get it and goes out kind of trying to be loyal and religious.
Brandon said he thought a girl was too hot, so he had to get rid of her. So he wouldn't.
Because he's a good Christian.
Have his impulses. He wouldn't. So he wanted.
I mean, what's more villainous? Just saying, oh, this girl is a temptation, or trying to literally use a whole religion as the backbone of your strategy. And
I mean, it's basically the non-woke version of.
It's honestly a good strategy, right? It'd be like Matt on this season being I'm voting out Franny because it's gonna ruin my game.
There's no way that happens. Matt is obsessed with Franny. He's
no, I'm saying that's what Brandon basically did, right? Is I'm gonna be infatuated with this person, so I'm gonna vote her out.
Oh no! I don't think it's like that. I think he kind of similar to how LJ said after the Sarakagi she's hot, that's scary or whatever. That's
Morgan,
yeah. Whereas, and I think it wasn't that Brandon had any sort of infatuation with her.
Oh no,
he just saw her as a threat.
No, he has some confession where he's it's very awkward. It's really he's into her.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Remember when I think Jeff Pro said that she was going to be the Boston Rob, female Boston Rob?
No way.
And then she gets voted out by Brandon.
Yeah.
I
mean, he kind of called it.
Yeah, I mean, these are just randos. Who knows anything? These are just yeah, whatever. Speaking of these heroes, I guess, because there's literally no villains on this entire cast. Let's get into the power rankings. We do it from worst to best. From players who are going soon to players who aren't, from losers to winners, from people who are goats to jury threats, unlike some other Survivor podcasts. So from 13 to 1, 13, I have Franny. I think Matt and Franny are going to be in trouble sooner or later. I mean, couples are never going to do well in the game. It's just too big of a threat. And unless you can hide it, which is really hard for a female and male couple to hide it, because obviously there's always that, I guess, undertone of a relationship there. So people will, I guess, kind of see it easier. Like for example, Jesse and Cody did a great job of hiding their friendship last season. But if that was a female and a male, it'd be a lot harder to hide. And I think especially with them both being outright about how they want to do something after the show, whether it's be friends or be together or whatever, it's not really a good look. And I just, my gut tells me Matt's gotten the more long-term edit. Although I get it, Franny is clearly the better player here. I do think Matt may be the one who stays in the game, but it really is a toss-up. I'm just going to go with Matt, going farther, and therefore I have Matt kind of far away from Franny here on my list. What about you guys? 13.
For me, my 13 is actually Jamie because she sucks. And I saw in the preview that her tribe said that they didn't trust her. And I think this next boot is going to be the last boot before they merge or whatever they're going to do, She seems kind of like a fitting, last
Fair enough.
boot. She's an idol.
Yeah,
She's not going to
like
use it, though, because she's stupid.
I like have her low, but like she has the idol, so like you really can't have her in the bottom.
She also thinks she has two, and one expires. I think she's going to play it.
I could definitely see her going out with 2 idols, in her opinion.
It's like common sense says if you have 2 idols and one of them expires at the merge, and it's been 7 rounds into the game, you would think she would play the idol.
But that's how bad of a player I think she is.
Unless she's
just common sense,
not going home.
She has it in common sense.
No,
yeah, I mean that is like basic. Like that isn't even common sense. It's just like basic. Like come on. I mean, like
I don't think she has that.
Yeah, Josh figured it out, and he's Josh.
Yeah, come on now. I mean,
Josh is better.
You just like play the idol because chances are you're not going to go twice in the swap if it's 3 tribes. Like, come on.
It'd be really funny if she played the fake idol first, and then for some reason she wasn't allowed to play another idol. I know that isn't going to happen.
She just forgets.
She forgets she has another idol. She leaves it at home.
I left it with my plant back at home.
If she played the idol that she had thought lasted the whole game, that'd be again just similar to Franny, like a dumb move that didn't really matter, but still.
That's what
we
call
really
a woman moment.
Can we talk about like Franny does not play the idol when she thinks it's real? Like basic knowledge says play the idol.
You mean Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah. Sorry, Sarah. Yeah. It's just
sexist, getting your women mixed up.
That's because
right.
I mean. Look at the bad moves and look at the gender of the player. It's just
Sky, that's uncalled for.
It's uncalled for.
It doesn't even matter.
You're canceled. Anyway, so I don't know. To me, it's like here's what I see it. I see it like this: the move itself wouldn't have changed anything, but it's the hypothetical, the fact that in her head it's a dumb move because in her head she thought that was real. She thought it was a fully real idol. And for her not to play in a situation where not only has she been the target for the past few weeks, throw that out the window. There's an idol played just now by the person who you voted for, and you have an idol, and you've been the target. Like, I don't know. Like,
I have no idea.
Like, watch. Hold on. Even if she didn't put two and two together, that Josh and Carolyn were working together, even if she just thought it was Josh's vote, that would count. Why would Josh vote for Carolyn? I mean, obviously he's not going to. So it's going to be either you or Jam Jam. But then again, I guess she's just still believing in that conversation that her and Jam Jam had with him about, let's work together.
Or she believes Yam Yam saying he's a bigger threat and really thinks that she's not seen as a threat. But like, there's a 1 in 3 chance he's voting for you. And you have no signs that he's not voting for you. Like, I don't know. I think you play it.
Yes, and that's if it's just Josh. But in reality, it was actually a 1 in 2 shot. Like literally a half coin flip. You're always going to play your idol there. I don't care what it is. Just get to the merge and be safe. Especially her. She had so much potential getting to a merge there, and she throws it away here. So I mean very, very silly.
And she had the inheritance advantage, which she could have played.
Right.
And then got her idol back. And
right.
Technically, she would have got 2 idols because Josh also played his.
Oh my God, you're right.
Wait,
she's literally an idiot. Oh my God.
Hold up. Do you think she didn't? She probably didn't know it was fake until she actually watched the season, unless someone told her after.
People talk.
Production probably told her.
No. It isn't even production because we would have seen like her reaction like at the end or whatever. Like,
none of the people in the pre-merge.
I think it's probably right, but I think someone probably told her like, hey, like it. No,
they probably were like, you know what? We hate Sarah. We're not going to tell her. And we're just
I don't know. I mean, see, here's the thing though, is like these like people on the pre-jury, do they still go home? Because like for 41 and 42, they like sent them home at the merge. They like said go home at the merge. Just don't post anything on social media.
Yeah, they probably do that now. They probably haven't changed that. They used to just send them on like vacations.
Yeah, a trip when the actual jury comes to Ponderosa. But yeah, I don't know. That's really quite odd, honestly. Whatever. 13 for, is it underdog right now, or is it
No, for me.
for bitter?
No, I think I go before you.
You can go. You can go first. Yeah.
Yeah. Move out of the way, Heidick. Okay. 13. 13. I have Josh. He doesn't have his idol anymore, and he took an absolute dunking in the edit last week. He was already like invisible, and now he's getting screen time. It's all like negative screen time. I just really don't see a path for it. Even though Carolyn and Yam Yam are beefing and Carolyn flipped, I really don't think it was like his active move that made her flip. It was like Yam Yam being bad at managing his social relationships that like allowed Carolyn to flip. But I don't think it was like any masterful move on his part. So I feel like he has done nothing to like show that he's a good player.
Fair enough. Bitter.
All right. Basically, what underdogs did I have? Josh at 13. I had him at the bottom last week. He's in a bad spot with his old tribe, but he thinks he's in a good spot, which I could see if he does somehow survive this next tribal, because his tribe does look pretty weak, so they could go back. If he does survive, I could see his tribe just accepting him back as a number, and he'd be okay again. So
right, because you don't need to be at the top of your tribe's alliance at the start of the merge. If anything, it's actually a big threat, you know. So if he can just get to merge, he's good. But there's just so many things that can go wrong here. Like I get that in the preview they like hinted that Carolyn, that Yam Yam and Josh are going to get close, and Carolyn's worried. But at the end of the day, we all know Jam and Carolyn are going to get back together as a duo in the game, which leaves Josh in a horrible spot. I mean, she's with the two closest allies, I think, in the game, although, you know, that they're fighting or whatever. I think the fact that their Reddits are both so kind of intertwined with each other, they just have to work together here. So
yeah, I could see them going back and voting out Josh, both Yam Yam and Carolyn. First, yeah. Like, oh, I just changed my mind again. I'm back with Yam Yam.
Yep, agreed.
I also just want to point out how physically weak the Purple Tribe is. They have Carolyn, who's probably the weakest player in the game. Yam Yam isn't
and
that
stupid is.
Josh is probably the only physically good member, but then the other tribes get to sit out their two weakest members. So I think just playing the Purple Tribe is most likely to go back to Tribal Council.
Yeah.
Or Yam Yam gets voted off, or Josh.
I just don't really see Carolyn or Yam Yam going for the merge. I mean, maybe Yam Yam, but Carolyn obviously I think she has to make merge. She's gotten such a giant edit. I mean, she has to make merge and at least get close to finale night. You know, I mean, I feel like there's no way that she is going out in the first one or two votes of the merge here. So, but then again, you know, whatever.
Her worst outcome is like a Shan. That's her worst.
Yeah,
outcome.
right. You know, like a final 9 boot, which is still a while to go for sure. And her best outcome is winner. I mean, she like, see, this is the thing. She's a fan favorite that still has like winning chances in her edit. Whereas, I think someone like maybe Yam Yam, like I feel like his winner chances are decreasing the more and more that we see him kind of offending Carolyn, because Carolyn's such an integral part of the season. So I don't know. It's very close. I feel like Danny is also another one where his edit's too perfect. Carolyn is like perfectly flawed in a way where it has some, I guess, a capacity for growth in it. Whereas I just don't see that for people like Carson and Danny. So yeah, we'll see. Is it 12 for me?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should just talk about Josh. Again, he's in a horrible spot. He's with Carolyn and Yam Yam. Enough said. 12 for you.
I also have Mr. Dr. Joshua at 12.
Okay. Also, can you talk about the fact that Jeff kind of exposed Josh at the challenge? Like he did not need to do that. Like Jeff saying he has to keep his hands steady for his job. Like, no, like shut the fuck up.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he was like,
oh, Jeff?
Oh, that's why they were able to figure it out?
Right.
Maybe he's a camera operator.
What?
He holds a camera.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, but then he lies to them saying, "Oh, I'm a physical trainer," like trying to act stupid. But then they're all like, "Wait, Jeff said that he has to keep his hands steady." Plus, he had said that he had tried to be a surgeon and, you know, go to medical school, but then they like did the math on the years and it didn't make sense. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's not a very good lie, and he didn't do a good job of patching it up, and you gotta have better awareness there. It's just a one extra thing that's just not really
I don't think anyone likes him, and so what's he gonna do in terms of
I think just like after like Claire and like that whole like messy blind side, it really put his tribe against him in a way. Number 12 for you, or bitter underdog. Yeah, underdog.
I have Jamie at 12. She's not only is she stupid, she's annoying. I think she's in equally as bad a spot as Josh, but she has an idol, so that is the only thing that puts her above him. But like, she's just that confessional at the end of the challenge where she's like, "I'm so excited to go on my journey. I want it to be me," and bing, dude. Every time she said "bing," I want to like shoot a.
Yeah, she's so annoying.
Jamie, what's your favorite search engine? Bing.
Yeah, she's the type to just make you want to like rip your hair out. She is see like how you guys see Carolyn is like how I see Jamie. Like it's just
how we all see.
Yeah, we all see them both equally the same.
Yeah, just make sure
except for me.
Bang, bang, bang.
All right, number 12 for you, Bitter.
12 for me is Matt Blankenship. He's really got nothing going for him except for being in a relationship with Franny and having a fake idol. So
you can't hate. He's happy at least. So.
Right, and this like fake idol could totally screw him and Franny over here if it does
definitely
become
going to, right.
If it does become them two versus Danny and Heidi, which by the way would be a really cool tribal to have, because it's two pairs and there's Jamie in the middle. I mean, what the hell? I mean, who knows what she's gonna do? I mean, hell, she might play her second shot in the dark that she's been hiding for the entire game and just not vote because she's too scared. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like in a battle between Danny and Heidi. And then Franny and Matt, I just think Danny and Heidi are more well equipped, and obviously, I think Franny and Matt's only advantage is that they're probably closer, obviously, so they can do a better job of getting like Jamie to flip over. But then again, their pair is a threat. Who do you guys think wins out in a battle between Danny and Heidi, and Matt and Franny with Jamie in the middle?
Danny and Heidi.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed. I mean.
Because Matt doesn't have his vote, so
right.
Yeah, he doesn't have his vote.
Still, yeah.
Right,
see, that's I hate that stuff where that's still lingering.
Yeah. See. Oh, okay. Well, then that changes everything. It's not gonna be a fun tribal unless they were to flip. It's just gonna be can they flip Jamie, which is like obviously they're not,
but then they're gonna be like, do you want to flip Jamie to tie the vote? And she's not gonna do that.
Right. Well, yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah. No, see, these little vote things, they ruin it. They ruin stuff. Like, yes, they like create moments, but they can also ruin. Like, this would be so cool going in like two pairs, and they like both want to work together, but they have to like, go at like have a little civil war, and Jamie's in the middle. But of course now because Matt can't vote for 8 tribals in a row, then he gets down vote. It's just so stupid.
It's just gonna be like, so they're gonna try to pull. Well, they're not gonna get Jamie because they're not gonna do a tie vote. So it's gonna go down to Matt and Franny being like, okay, I guess we have this idol. We're gonna have to guess which one to play it on correctly. And then then they find out it's not real.
It's fake, and then okay, I guess that is kind of fun to watch them like react to it being fake. Okay, you know what? I guess that there is some sort of entertainment value there, but it would have been cooler for them to like try and like flip over Jamie and she flips with them, but then the idol is fake anyway, or like something like that. But, we'll see.
But Danny and Heidi both know the idol's fake, right?
Danny knows.
I think Danny told her. I think he already did, but I forget.
No, not on camera. But again, we don't see so much like small stuff like that.
He said something about idol to her to gain her trust. I thought.
No. I'm sure he has.
He might have just said Matt found it.
That's no. Well, he told everybody. I mean, everybody on that tribe knows, including Josh. So,
but Soka obviously doesn't want to go to tribal because for Danny, his best option is that couple making it to merge with him, and that would be a bigger target.
Working with him, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they would take out that big target over him. That couple,
right. Well, it is that, but it's also like the fact that he could work with them because they really want to work with each other. Remember them saying, "Hey, we don't want to like let Josh be in the middle. Like, let's just vote out Josh." Like they like want to work together. It would be perfect for Danny. But if Danny has to have a little like civil war and make Matt or Franny like heartbroken because of the other one's gone, and they actually keep Jamie is not going to be with them at all. I mean, they're in a tough spot there if they have to go to tribal. So,
but I kind of see the merge going. If Soka goes in intact with this roundup right now, I could see them pulling over Tika, with Josh, and then it's just
everyone versus like Brandon and Gathu, and that's why to me Brandon and Gathu are not very safe, and I have them coming up. We'll see. Number 12 it would be 11 for me.
Yep.
perfect timing. I have Brandon at 11. Sky will be very, very angry because Sky has Brandon, I'm sure, at like 1 or 2. He had Brandon at 1 last week on Underdog. I know it's.
I made one the
Ben?
week before that too.
Yeah, Underdog might have him at 1 as well.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, that's the thing. They're both on the same crazy wavelength. But I mean, anyone who can see, like clearly, can see that Brandon is a huge threat and will be a huge threat. Even if he makes it past this round to the merge, he's a giant threat. Obviously, his archetype will always get targeted at the merge. He's a great, threat in challenges. And even if he sucks in challenges, it really won't matter just because of like literally he's Zeus. He's like Thor. So, of course, that's an issue. Also, like the history of him playing an idol, not a very good look, especially with Carson now, like knowing that, and he's going to tell every single person. On top of that, I think like Brandon needs to get back in with Gathu, and he's not doing that, at least from what we're seeing, which is a giant issue because Gathu just hold the cards right now on that tribe. I think at the end of the day, Gathu and Carson would totally blindside Brandon in a second, and that's why I feel like Brandon has to be low on this list. 11, Sky.
My 11 is Franny because she, I think, has the best chance of getting voted out because that weird situation going on in that trial that we just talked about. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Underdog.
I have Kane at 11.
Wow. Okay. Go for it.
I mean, I feel okay. So episode 2, we were all like really low on Kane after he came back from camp and was like the only person that was still left in the game that voted for Brandon.
Right.
And then, like, since then, all we know about him is that he likes Dungeons and Dragons. That's it.
Nerd.
We don't know how he recovered from that blunder. So I don't know how he's like gotten himself into any sort of a better spot. So I have to keep him this low.
Yeah, for me, it's just the idea that like his edit is continuing to stay positive, and we've like continued to see his side of everything. It's not like it's like, oh, we all don't like Kane or whatever, and it's just Kane, like we like never hear from him. And then of course on top of that, I do think that they're trying to give him this hero edit with the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. Like, why would they show that unless he goes far in some capacity? Like that's not something that you show of like the end of the pre-merge boot. And so I do think he's going to make it relatively far. Probably not going to win, obviously. But he definitely has more capital than someone like, for an example, Josh or like Matt and Franny. We'll see. That'd be 11 for you, Bitter?
Yep. So, yeah, I just have Franny. Basically, same goes with what I said about Blankenship. Yeah. So
we've all, I mean, I feel like Franny and Matt are pretty much covered here. 10 for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've also really covered Jamie. I have Jamie at 10, so we can just go to Sky's 10.
My 10, I have them right next to each other. I got Matt at
Matt and Franny. 10.
Yeah, and that fake idol kind of sucks for him. And they can't vote as well. I mean, tribals is rough. And even if they do win out, which is very possible, you still can't vote for the merge tribal, which is less important probably, but still.
It's still a bad thing. And maybe it'll like not allow his alliance to like split votes or something like that. Like it can cause so many different problems. 10 for you, Underdog.
I also have Matt Blankenship at 10.
I have Matt next, so you guys are speaking for me.
Yeah, you have him at 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that is working in his favor is that like the fake idol, people might like not vote for him in the event that they think he's going to play it or something.
Right.
But that's really it. The no vote really hurts both him and Franny right now.
Yep.
Their best hope is to just win this next challenge and make it to merge.
Right, because if they lose, one of them is going to go home. There's no way that they're all going to flip on Jamie here. And if they do, it would be a fantastic move for really all of them to somehow get Jamie to not play one of her idols. It'd be absolutely fantastic. But we'll see. We have 9. I already kind of said it was Matt. Or no, is it Bitter?
Yeah, my 10.
Yeah.
I have Lauren. I just don't see her way through the game. She has no number 1. I don't know. I just don't know where to put her. So I just put her low. I don't know.
I see. The thing is, I didn't know where to put her, but I put her high because I think that there is some people who have looming boots coming up, and I don't think Lauren is one of those people. But I also totally get it.
I want to be surprised if Road 2 lost, she gets voted out. I don't know.
I would be pretty surprised if it was Lauren. I mean, we have gotten nothing, so at least not anything bad about her to this point. Number 9, I already said was Matt, so we're looking for your number 9, Sky.
My number 9 is Kane. I mean,
fair enough.
I don't see a winning at it for him. I kind of thought he was destined to go home pre-merge after the first vote out, but his team is actually somewhat strong now, especially because the Purple Tribe is just so bad. And I could see him like just kind of sneaking his way through the merge just because he might not have a target on him unless Brandon's there and Brandon's like, must get out Kane because Kane voted for me. But I don't really see that happening.
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't think that Brandon's gonna be going too far enough to target Kane's. I think Kane's problems are much bigger than just Brandon or whatever. Because I have him at 11. I feel like he's gonna go pretty soon. I think Kane's problem is he's not that good at the game. He really isn't. Like on paper, he's not that good at the game. And that's obviously going to come back to haunt him if he's ever in a spot where he has to, especially at the merge. So we'll see. Is it be 9 for underdog?
Yeah. Okay. Get ready. I have a pretty hot take here.
Okay.
9.
Carolyn.
So I feel like.
What?
Wait, what? You
did that
cut
not
out?
Did I really cut out? Okay.
Yeah.
I have Yam Yam at 9.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Wait, how was that a bad team?
I feel
we'll
like
get
it's a
to
pretty
it.
hot take because he's been pretty high, but like we were saying at the beginning of this podcast, like he's sort of got a little bit of a villain edit with Carson. We were shown that Carson told Ratu that Yam Yam is like a leader, which is really bad going into the merge.
Right.
And then also that he has his beef with Carolyn and he got flipped on. He was blindsided at the last vote. So there's a non-zero chance that he goes if the Purple Tribe loses this next immunity challenges, and even when he gets to the merge, I don't think he's in that great of a spot.
To me, I get it. It's just like, and I totally agree with just about everything you said. But I'm looking at the people from this point on the list to where I have Yam Yam, and all of them are clearly in worse spots in the game than Yam Yam. They're clearly they're either going to go earlier or they have no chance to win based on their edit. So I understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree. It's just I think there's a lot of players in the cast who would also fit in that mold, not necessarily of the villain edit, but of just like not being in the best spot and having their boot kind of looming around them. But we can kind of debate it more when Skies and mine come. So we'll see.
All right, my 9, I have Brandon because he seems like a perfect like target for merge. He's played in Idol. People are going to be like, okay, that's a threat. He's got something on his resume. He's also the biggest guy, and he seems. I think everyone's gonna think he's the leader of Row 2, and if Row 2 is the one that's getting attacked at the merge,
he's gonna go. Gonna say is because if you were saying earlier that if the Green Tribe and Purple Tribe could team up, and if that happens, it's Brandon and Gathu. They're toast, complete toast.
Because think about who's their connection. Is Carson gonna bring those two tribes together? I don't think Carson cares at all about Row 2. He seems to not have any. He's not digging his heels in anywhere.
I think someone like Jamie could totally bring them together, or like wait, would it be Josh? Yeah. So like let's just like that like cohesion could work. I don't think Row 2 is going to do it as well at the merge because they're just simply worse players than the Green Tribe specifically.
Yeah,
so we'll see. I have it's me at 8, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Kane. I mean, we've kind of talked about Kane, so I'll kind of leave it. But again, I just think his edit is leading to something better than what he may be at the current moment in the game. Right now, he's a target. Obviously, he's on a tribe people who don't necessarily like him the most. But I mean, if he goes home at this next tribe, I would be shocked. So we'll see. Number 8 for you, Sky.
My number 8 is Emil. It is Mr. Emil, and I think Underdog actually explained it very well, honestly. So
yeah. I mean, I totally get the idea. I think there's worse. Like, there's a lot of people who are in bad spots right now, and there's very few people.
I just said why he's in a bad spot.
Well, the thing about this, like, he's kind of like in the middle of my list, so it's kind of like, I don't think he's winning. I don't think. I really think like.
Wait, you're talking about Brandon?
No, I'm talking about Yam Yam.
Okay, Yam.
I said I have him in the middle of my list. I said so. It's not like I think he's in like a terrible position. If his tribe does go to tribal council, which is a good possibility,
you do have him below average, which I think is silly. I mean, like, can you name 5 people who are like in better spots here than Yam Yam?
Danny, Lauren, Carson.
Lauren. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's not bad. take right there.
Yeah, to say that Lauren's in a better spot than Yam Yam is you're the
I
highest.
will-
in the room.
I will-
not
I think that's a
crazy.
reasonable take, is what I'm
That's
saying.
reasonable take.
I will defend Sky and Underdog's take on Yam Yam a little bit in that it is possible that Carolyn sticks with Josh and just votes him out. If
Totally get it. No, I totally get it. But I'm saying, like, again, I just asked for them to name people who have
Oh,
better game than him.
I did. I
And
was
then-
in a better position, and you
then
cut me
and
off
then
before I named 5 people.
and then he names Lauren. Like, your argument is over.
I mean, everyone here kind
You-
of
you
agrees
still
with me
think-
that Lauren is.
That's fine. But the amount of people who agree with you has nothing to do with the fact that Lauren being in a better spot in the game than Jam Jam is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I think it does
But
actually because
I
have the majority opinion
I-
right now.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
I have Lauren
I
lower
agree.
than Yam Yam on my
Right.
list.
Like anyone with common sense would. We're going to 8 for Underdog now. Would it be?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have Franny at 8, and I know
Okay.
y'all had her a lot lower. And
Yeah.
I agree with the things you're saying. I don't really see too many positives for her right here. If Green loses his next challenge, she could go home. It's just, I don't know. She's kind of mid. She's just there. So I feel like
So true. Good take.
I feel like she's probably the better player between her and Matt. That's why I have her a little bit higher.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Number 8 for you, Bitter.
All right, for 8, I also have Kane. He feels I agree he has that heroes thing. I think he's gonna have a similar kind of arc to Xander, but maybe not as like he doesn't go to the final 3 where he's like, oh, how's he still around? He survived that pagonging of Ratu type of play,
Yeah, that's just I feel like Ratu is in serious trouble when they get to the merge. So agreed.
Yeah, they like I feel like we've gotten 0 content on them. They seem like they're not lasting long.
Wait, so did you say Kane or Gathu?
Kane.
Okay, cool. Well, speaking of Gathu and just this whole tribe, I have Gathu next. I really kind of wanted to put him lower, but at the end of the day, there's no justified reason. I just have a feeling that he's going to be a boot either at this next boot or at the merge. I just think he's getting built up, but not in like the good way, not in like a Carolyn or like a Carson way, where it's like you're getting built up because you're making more friends, you're making more alliances, or you're just surviving, or your edit's big. He's getting built up in a way where like he's being shown kind of as this like strategical force, which is going to be a huge threat, especially with that whole thing about him like doing the puzzle thing. It just does not help, come merge time. I think he's in big trouble, just like Brandon. The difference is I don't think Gathu has any people that hate him or like want him out as a target yet. I think Brandon right now, right? Yeah, and he has a real idol. Brandon has really none of those. I mean, he's in big trouble. Gathu also is in pretty big trouble as well. Number 7 for you, Sky.
My number 7. My number 7 is actually Matthew too. I think his edit kind of tanked last episode. Like
Right.
it was like the stuff he did at Carson. They showed it in like a really negative way. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but the preview is like, oh my god, I woke up and my arm, and he like,
Oh
went
yeah,
on a
no,
weird moan.
no. You know what? I totally forgot about that. I think he's going. I genuinely think that he's getting like a medevac.
He's like, this is what I've been waiting my entire life for. Like, why is this happening to me? That's what he says. He moans after that. Like, that is what happens.
Did you go back and rewatch that 5 times so you could hear that?
I rewatched it before the podcast to make sure I was caught up on everything. So
Right, caught up. Yeah.
You just watched that part specifically.
You little dirty dog. Anyways, Underdog, right, for number 7.
Yeah, I have Lauren at number 7 because
I have
7
Lauren
is the
next. All you.
7 is the exact middle of this list, and I feel like Lauren is the most mid player in this game. So
Very mid. There's like no bad, but there's no good. And when there's nothing, I feel like something that's flawed is better than nothing as far as edits go. So I think she's in a bit trouble. Just there's no way she can win. She's got nothing for the past few episodes and very little in the first episode. So like there's just no way. It can't possibly be the case. So we'll see.
Cool.
Bitter.
All right, so for 7, I have Jamie. She's gonna survive this
what?
next boat with her idol, right? So she's saved
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and then now she's at merge, right? And unlike
I
what
think
a lot
she's
of
in
people,
a great spot at merge if she can make it.
a lot of people think all the women are going, but guess what? Once merge happens, they all stay. So
Yep.
once she makes it to merge, she's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
I mean,
targeting Jamie at merge? No one.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's the thing. I think Jamie's going to do perfectly fine in the game. I think Jamie's really only issue is going to come at Final Tribal Council. I don't know how she's going to win a Final Tribal against really anybody. Like, it's Jamie. Like, why would you give $1 million to Jamie? Like, that's
That would be she does not
Like-
win a final 3 probably.
right. She can't, but I think she can like play the game pretty like damn well, like because she has so many friends, and I think her social game is pretty good. I mean, she's not as like physically bad as I guess Carolyn. Like there's something there in all facets. I think the clear thing is like her only negative is like where is she gonna win a final? Like, she can't win at the end. Like it just doesn't. It's not in the cards.
I mean, I could see maybe Gathu does get medevac or something and does go home, like you guys were saying. And
Yeah.
now she's stuck with this fake idol she thinks is real, right? And she's like, "Oh, I can make a big move. I got this idol," and I
Right.
can screw up her
Yeah,
game.
Smart, smart,
later
yeah,
on.
smart. Yeah, see, this is the thing. It's like I feel like to an extent, Gathu is very important on this Ratu tribe, and when Gathu goes, it's all gonna fall apart. I think Brandon can go here, whether it's pre-merge or at the merge, and the tribe will somewhat kind of stay together. But for Gathu to go, that's going to be a big issue for them. So we'll see. Is it my turn right for 6?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Lauren at 6. I have nothing to say about Lauren. So yeah, go ahead. 6, Sai.
I actually got Lauren at 6'2".
Yeah,
So there's
nothing
nothing
to say.
really to her. Although, hold up, actually, let me look at this real quick. I was gonna say something. Never mind. I was
Okay then. Number 6, underdog.
I have Brandon at number.
Wow, that's really really high for Brandon. That's
That's not even.
That's
this
brave
guy's
of you,
gonna have-
underdog. I had
Yeah.
him at 1.
Yeah.
That's brave of him.
I'm not like a full Brandon meat rider like Sky. Like
Whoa, who said that?
This guy,
Who
you
said that?
you literally admit to it every time.
yeah.
no,
You literally
what?
said that you were a
never
hog rider
even
last time.
said that. I never
You said it twice.
So I need to get the taste
These
back up.
lies on my name.
Replay the tape.
Play the tape.
Play the tape. Play the
Get
tape.
the tape. Get the tape.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's in like a terrible spot. I don't think he would be the one. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one to go if Ratu went to tribal council, but I don't think it's like the most likely thing. And obviously, he is a big threat, like for immunity challenges at the merge. But I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of gets overblown. Like nowadays, people don't really vote out the most physical threat at like final 12 because like.
No, underdog. But the point we're making is it's always just that extra thing. Like, oh yeah, like we should get Brain out, and he's really good
Yeah.
at challenges. It's like that extra thing always makes it a bit easier for someone to get blindsided.
He also comes off as the leader of that tribe, I think.
True. Yeah. So I mean, him and Gathu. So I think it's not just it's really not good for Gathu and Brandon. I think they're really on their way out, and I really can't see a reality where they are, going to stay, because we've gotten so much content from the other 2 tribes, and we really haven't got their perspective at all the past 2 episodes. So
I also don't think Brandon doesn't seem like the guy who kind of follows, so I don't see him making any alliance with the other tribes once the merge happens. His best hope would be someone like Danny goes to him and is like, yeah, Meat Shield, let's work together. But I don't think he's like, yeah, but you do what I say. Type of player.
Right. I just think that tribe is like nuts and bolts screwed, just complete. Like I don't see what they do to save themselves at all.
Like,
Number 6.
Brandon's only hope is he goes on a immunity run and finds more idols.
Which
I
will
guess.
happen.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
So number 6 for me.
Yeah.
So I have Heidi. She's similar stuff I said about Jamie. Once she's gonna make the merge, no one's gonna if they Soka does go to tribal, I don't think she gets targeted at all. Now if they make the merge with them not going to tribal, she's hiding behind a couple and Danny. She's not getting targeted. And in my opinion, I think Soka's gonna win this battle of who comes out on top at the merge.
Agreed. I feel like Soka's edits are much more fleshed out. Well, no, I should say Tika's edits are the most fleshed out, but I think Soka will be the tribe in power until the Tikas kind of finally get their last say. I feel like at the end of the day, either Carolyn or Yam Yam has to be at the end, right? Because or Carson, like one of those 3 Tikas has to be at the end because their edits are the most fleshed out. Second place goes to the Green tribe, and I think they're probably going to be in control for the first few votes. And of course, the Orange tribe is in last place, not really getting any content. So we'll just have to see. So it's number 5 for me. Yeah, I have Heidi. We kind of just talked about this. Like, she's not in the best spot, but then again, she's like Danny's number 2. Like, it's perfect spot, and she has played the game pretty damn well here, voting out a person who I think wasn't going to serve her in Claire there. Great move, and it shows that like, unlike Jamie, she actually has the balls to actually play the game in some sense. So, but the issue is like, again, is Heidi really gonna like go to the end and like beat like these guys like Yam Yam and Carson and Danny? Like, no, like I just don't really see it happening, you know. So we'll see. Number 5 for you, Sky.
I actually have Heidi too. So.
Okay, fair enough.
I have Heidi at 5 as well.
Okay,
Whoa.
Bitter.
Oh wow. Okay. My 5 is Gathu.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's
You're stupid.
basically what you guys said, right?
We have him at 7. Yeah.
He's got his one thing he's got going for him is he's got a number 1 in Jamie, but he also lied to her for no reason and gave her a fake idol. I don't see what his plan is at all. I don't know why he hasn't tried to rekindle his bond with Brandon. He didn't really betray him, but I guess he was also wishy-washy when not voting with him. So I don't know. He's all flash. A lot of his moves are all flash without thought of what the next move is. Like, what's the point of that flashy move? So that's where I see him at.
Fair enough. We have what is it, number 5 for you? No, that'd be 4 for me then, because we went through all the 5s really quickly.
Yeah, we all just ran through Heidi.
Whoa.
Yo.
That's crazy.
No, in the ranking list. What do you?
No, hold on.
I'm sure that's what you meant.
Hold on.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
He's one of the sound
Oh,
effects.
you guys are like those leftists that twist my words and make them mean something I didn't mean them.
No one wants Heidi, bro.
He's a
Yeah,
Latin.
who do you want, Spencer?
Not Heidi, that's for sure.
That's pretty racist.
All right, we got number 4 for me. I have Carolyn, the woman, the myth, the legend, the one everyone's talking about. She's a giant edit, obviously. We all know that. We talked about it at nauseum. So she's clearly making it to at least like final 9, right? Like, she has to. And from there, it's like she may get blindsided at 9 or maybe at 7 or 8, whatever. But like, most likely, she's probably more like going to be getting to maybe 7 or 6 and then get blindsided. I think she's either going at like 6 or 7, maybe the fire making boot, or like again a winner. I don't think that she gets to the end and loses. There's no way. So I feel like if she can get past fire and get to the end, she wins. But she's either a big blindside, a fire making boot, or she wins the game, which is really good odds. I mean, like, there's not many people with great odds. With that being said, she's clearly a flawed player. Clearly is not the best, strategical mastermind, and even her social gameplay is shoddy at times.
I think that's her worst aspect. Carolyn.
Yeah. Her social you're talking about, or her strategy?
Yeah, so her social game.
See, the thing, it's simultaneously, because she gets people to come to her, but then she kind of ruins her relationship slowly with her annoying personality. So, I mean,
like over emotional and like over.
That's why Yami probably flips on her, because he's like,
well, see, the thing is, like, I respect what Carolyn's able to do, where she was able to get in the clear majority on this tribe and take control with Yam Yam, and I get that Yam Yam probably did more of the work, but at the end of the day, give her credit, she's in the one of the better spots on the tribe. And she probably will be for next round as well when they vote out Josh, probably. And it's just like, again, the pure on paper skill, it's not really there for Survivor. But as far as her edit and all of the circumstantial evidence, it's all there for a long run for her. So we'll see,
I personally don't think she's that bad at strategy. I think she's actually pretty good at strategy. It's really just the paranoia and social that gets her.
Do you think she's good at strategy, or she just accidentally does good things? Because like, I just refuse to believe she's smart. Like, I
think part of like the idol thing where she didn't get caught is kind of getting lucky, right? But I think her with the Josh thing, I think she knows the strategy involved. It's just the social aspect of breaking bonds and trust is what she failed at.
I just love that sound. Anyways, moving on. Okay, next.
I don't know what happened.
Is 4. Yeah, Bitter's like, what was that ghastly sound?
I was like, Spencer just play that every time I say something. I'm like, what? Was that bad? Was I say something bad?
Bitter's like, did someone say something?
Say something very logical, and he's play that. It's like,
yeah, like the sky is blue. Like, bro, like, sorry, like,
you should have played it. You should have played it right there.
What do you mean?
The sky, what? It's racist. Anyways,
sometimes when I see clouds in the sky and there's a lot of them, they're white.
What? Anyways, number
They're
4 for
white.
you, Underdog, right? Is that it?
I think Sky Steve is 4.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, right. My number 4 is Carolyn. So
fair enough. For
That-
Carolyn,
that it?
just like me, Underdog.
I have Carson at number 4.
Wow.
W.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
It's a bit
he
lower.
is in a good spot, and like, I don't see too many negatives with his game. He also does have an idol, which is good. And
What's the negative? Like, why not have
He's
him
white.
in the
True.
the top 2?
I feel like he's like just I don't know.
Yeah.
He seems a little too like schemy. I think that's what it is. I feel like he's like a little too schemy, and like
Yeah,
at
he's a
one
snitch.
point, someone's gonna get like sketched out and like try to vote him out.
Okay,
That's
just,
really
so just schemy vibes. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I agree that is his biggest negative. Is he's going to be seen as a strategical threat. But then again, like there's a lot of people are going to be seen as a strategical threat. Including all the people who I have around him on the list. So we'll see. We have what 3
4 for
now,
me.
or is it 4 for Bitter? Yeah.
Yeah. So at 4, I have Yam Yam. He was in a good spot and he really screwed it up here. But by I guess putting a lot of trust in the Carolyn and not kind of fostering that craziness. When you have a crazy ally, you really have to be on that ally like 100% all the time.
Right. Like, why are you saying that don't get offended, Carolyn, but then proceeds to say something that like he knows is going to get on Carolyn's nerves.
Exactly.
Just say nice, like say just give her exactly what she wants to hear. Like you just drag her to the end slowly, and then.
But maybe he'll work. It really depends on how he recovers this week. If he can, I feel like he can just do the same, like what we were saying. He could bring her back in because he knows her, and if he plays it right this time, he can easily get her back on his side. I think.
I mean, I agree. I really think that they are going to like kind of get back to their edits are so intertwined that they have to be there at the merge together, working together.
Yeah, or they're enemies the whole merge, and they just get there.
Fine, but like they both have to be there. I can't see a merge that doesn't have Jam and Carolyn there, both together. So
I mean, it's similar to what we thought about Jesse and Cody. We're like, well, one of these guys are going, they're in a bad spot, and then they make merge and they basically run the whole merge.
Fair enough.
Wait,
so you have Carolyn at 4? You said?
No, Yam Yam at 4.
Oh, Yam Yam at 4. Okay, well, I have
Whoa.
I have them back to back.
Because
Really for the exact same reasons. We've kind of talked about Yam Yam ad nauseum now. I feel like I've made my argument, so I'll pass it on to Sky 3.
Wait, I just want to ask, what's your logic for having Yam Yam above Carolyn?
To me, I just think on pure skill level, it isn't even close. Yam Yam is clearly superior at the game as far as strategy and social goes. Really, the only negative that Yam Yam has is Carolyn. That's his biggest negative right now in the game, is him having to manage her. And if that's the case, if someone's biggest negative is the other person, then I think they should be above it. Although he's doing a bad job to manage her, I think he just is simply better at Survivor.
When you say it was bad strategy keeping her then, right?
No, because I feel like to an extent, like what other choices he had? Does he not go into the merge with a main ally?
I mean, that first time when they could have voted her out, I think they would have done that if they
would have, should have, could. I mean, it's kind of too late for that, right? Like he's kind of
it's like it's classic Survivor. You never keep the Abby Maria type player.
I know. I agreed. But it's very similar to like Jesse and Cody last year. Like they like made their bed of like in voting out Justine. Why are you going in blindsided NECA now, your main ally, to be strong? And that doesn't make any sense.
But it worked for him, right?
Not really. They both lost the game. So I mean,
but it had nothing to do with voting out NECA.
Who knows? But to me,
it had to do with Jesse portraying Cody.
Again, who knows? I just. Oh, yeah. Okay, you know. Okay,
I do know. Play that bong. That bong.
Okay, hold on.
I know.
Let's together.
Jesse Cody,
go.
I know.
There we go. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously that's silly, but continuing on. To me, I just think Yam is a better player on paper, and I don't think it's very absurd to have the better player above the worst player. So we'll see.
The worst.
The worst player.
Carolyn.
Out of Yam Yam and Carolyn, the worst player.
Oh, out of the two. Okay.
Jesus Christ!
I thought you were saying in like the whole season.
Catch up. Okay.
I think Carolyn's better.
Number 3 for you, Sky.
Carson.
Fair enough.
That's it. I don't really got. All I can say is like, I mean, I know he's a good player. He's made moves.
Yeah,
I do think he
I'll
actually
just,
would have been in
I'll
trouble
just
on his tribe.
I'll ask you, like, what's the negative? What's the thing that Carson is doing
I think
that's like keeping him out of the top 2 for you?
I think Carson actually kind of got saved by the swap somewhat. I think he would have been in trouble if he didn't.
That doesn't
get
matter.
put
We're
on
talking about the future of the game. This is all about.
Okay, well, I'm saying like I don't think he's as good as a player as the next 2 people. So that
Fair
is why he's
Fair
not
enough.
because I think he could have easily gotten voted out if he was still on the purple tribe if there wasn't a swap.
That's fine. I do think position in the future is more important than maybe the present.
Well, I don't think he's positioned all that well either. Like, I mean, he does have an
I
idol that works,
I think
which
I
is
mean, he's
that.
making merge. So.
I mean, I have a number 3, you know, so it's not like there's too many negatives.
I'm
but
not. I'm pressing you just because I can't really. The reason why I put him like in my top 2 is because
He's
I
your
think
top
he's
1 for sure.
is really to me because like I can't find the negative. Like his only negative is what Underdog said. He said it perfectly. He said he's a bit schemy. That's it.
Well, here it is. So, do you think he's gonna want to go back to Carolyn at the merge?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure, right? But I think if he does try to get back to Carolyn, they could try to vote him off.
I think it's in his best graces to actually try and kind of salvage the scraps of the Road 2 tribe or Ratu or whatever the hell tribe after they pick them off. I think
pick off a few.
Right, like pick off Gathu and Brandon and then salvage a few of those. I feel like Carson is best served not going with Jam and Carolyn and letting Jam and Carolyn kind of pick each other apart. I just think
I don't know.
Carson's in a great spot here. To me,
I agree. I have number 3.
Okay, fair enough. Would it be Underdog?
Yeah,
3?
Underdog.
Yeah.
3.
Number 3, I have Miss Carolyn Wigger.
Anyways, go ahead.
Wigger's a white thing. Just
Yeah.
like I want
Carolyn Cracker.
Okay.
I think she's in a good spot, but I think there's 2 people that I have above her that like are just better strategically. Like I feel like they're
Fair.
just better at the game.
Fair. We have what 3 for bitter?
Yeah. Okay. 3 for me. I have Danny. He has his idol, right? He's still. I feel like he's on a downslope right now in terms of his edit. He's going to be a big threat. I think his only best chance is hiding behind that duo, that couple. And I don't see him making it.
I really think that this next challenge is pivotal for Danny's game. I agree, and I think it's time for my top 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say now. I obviously I have Carson at 1. The way I've been, fighting on his behalf. The reason that I put Carson above Massa is because Danny's game is completely reliant on this next challenge. If he wins, he's golden. Because he has the couple to hide behind, and on top of that, he probably won't even have to hide behind them for the first few rounds because the Ratu people will be getting picked off. If it doesn't, maybe he doesn't have the numbers for him and and Tika to team up together. I think it's very, very crucial that he has the couple to hide behind, because if just Franny, especially if just Franny comes into the merge, I think he's really, really, really screwed. I think if just Matt comes in, maybe he can pick up Matt, but Franny's a much better player, and I think Franny would realize that going with Danny and Heidi does not serve her well. So I really think Danny's game is reliant on something. I think Carson is a bit more of a open book, I guess. Like he has a lot more choices to an extent, where I think Danny is a lot more closed off in his game. He has one clear path, and Carson has many, many paths to win the game. He can team back up with Carolyn and Jam, although I think he should play more of a floater role throughout the merge. He can make a new alliance for all I know. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, he can go to any tribe, I think, and socially integrate himself into the tribe very well, as we're seeing with this orange tribe. So we'll see. What 1 and 2 for Sky?
Mm-hmm. So I'll just be straightforward. I have Danny and Brandon. In my number 1, number 2. So you probably know where this is going, right? At number 2, I have Brandon at number 2.
What? If you're gonna have Brandon this high, might as well put him at 1.
Yeah, just
no, because there's a reason.
There's
a reason as to why he has moved down.
There's actually a reason to your right. That's crazy.
Yes, I do not think he got a confessional last episode.
Yep.
Or maybe did he get one the last 2 episodes? I'm not sure if he did. He might have gotten one 2 episodes ago.
He got 1 and 3 where he talked about his backstory.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So he hasn't had a confessional for 1 episode, and Danny has. So I have Danny at number 1, Brandon at number 2. Hopefully Brandon can get a confessional, because if he does, he'll go back up to number 1. But I just can't put a guy that literally got no confessionals.
One confessional, and then Brandon is back to number 1.
What if his next confessional is I'm getting voted out?
I put him at number 1 probably.
What if his next confessional is I'm deciding to become a white man?
Well, he's gonna get voted out right there and then.
What if his next confessional is I'm quitting the game?
Okay, well, Brandon, it would never do that. So
if he says I'm trans, he's going up to 1.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, for bitter, that's like hearing like the winner's edit. Just like, you know, it's that is literally perfect for true. Underdog.
Wait, I can't even explain to Danny to why he's not.
Don't care. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Wow. I think what he did with the Blankenship thing was actually really smart. I think he put him in a really awkward position. He kind of just made him stuck there, and now he knows that he has an idol. He knows everything about the tribe. Like, he's really the mastermind of the tribe. He's Rob. He's Boston Rob. He's controlling everything. Now that could eventually be his downfall, but as of right now, I just think who no one's gonna be like, oh, let's put out Danny. So,
he's playing way more passive than Boston Rob, which is a good thing for him.
Yeah, it is. He's playing like a lot more like laid back almost, where he's chilling out and like letting kind of things fall into place instead of having to put them there.
Just watching his kingdom.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Underdog, go ahead. Top 2.
Okay, at number 2, I really didn't think this would be that hot of a take, but seeing where you guys put him, I guess it is going to be. I have Gathu at number 2.
Yeah,
I think he's in a good spot. Like I don't really get from with like him saying that him telling Carson about Jamie's idol is a bad move. I think it just like he was the only person that we saw Carson talk one-on-one.
It was how it came across. It came across like we like the whole time is like, yeah, Carson's gonna be on my side now after I told him this, and we never see Carson confirm that at all. Like, we just see Gathu talking to himself about how great of a move it was, and even if that isn't a bad move, it's a bad edit there. So I don't know. It
could also blow up in his face if Carson tells Brandon everything he told him.
Right.
It could, yeah, but like I feel like he's a good strategist. He has the idol. Jamie thinks that she's in with him. Brandon, I mean, it's been a few episodes, but they were shown to have a good relationship. So I feel like he has like inroads with everybody, and he's been shown to be doing that. So I feel like he's like should be in a decent spot. And I don't think he will be the biggest threat coming into the merge because of his injury. People won't see him as a physical threat. But
good point.
Yeah. And then at number 1, I have Danny. I think him having an idol, but not seeming like he's ever really going to have to use it. Like, I can't see a scenario in the next like 5 episodes where he'd even have to use it. I think he's in a really great spot. So I think that like there's really no negatives for him.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like Danny at number 1 is definitely not a hot take. I meant to. I think Carson's in a little bit of a better spot, but I think Danny at number 1 is perfectly fine.
It's hilarious how you guys both. I mean, Spencer, you have 2 cis white males.
Yep, I sure do.
Survivor winner list.
It really does show the fact that I'm secretly a white man. I'm living.
I'm just saying, you got a lot of hope.
Go ahead, Underdog. You said something I didn't.
Yeah, you should do a face reveal.
Yeah, you know what? I should do a face reveal, and it's just like me, and I'm just like I look like
Carson.
It's just Carson. Like 5 white girls.
Yeah, no. I'm like, okay, face reveal, and it's just like Ben Shapiro, like just pops up on the screen.
Hey guys, I'm Jewish.
Hey guys, I'm actually white. So actually,
like, you're actually Spencer Bledsoe.
Yeah, no. Like, dude, the amount
so big.
I got like ranting about how I can't believe Spencer from Kageyama, my beloved Spencer, has turned racist. Like, oh my god.
Well, didn't the other Spencer change his name, so you're okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. Raymond Bledsoe or something like that. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's Spencer's gonna do a face reveal. He's actually Spencer Hance.
Spencer Hance.
Wow. Well, I heard there's rumors that they're gonna do like a Survivor like relatives season, right?
Really?
So Spencer could go on as Spencer Hance.
I'm really curious because we're gonna get to know the theme of this returnee season for 46. I'm curious what it's gonna be because it's a returnee season because like you like can't apply for it on CBS. So I'm very curious. Right? I'm very, very curious. You said what?
It's gotta be. I couldn't see it being anything else.
Right. So I mean, it's probably a full returnee season. So if that's the case, if it's a full season of returnees, it can't be fans versus favorite. It can't be blood versus water, and it can't be relatives.
It could be blood versus water because
True.
Like they wouldn't have to cast new people if it was like half returnees and then they just look into their family members.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Fair
and
enough,
there's no
fair
way they found fans of current survivors, so they couldn't do fans first favorite.
That's actually that. Yeah. Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
All right, so my 1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, so my 2, I have Carson, just because, well, he's a snitch, and snitches get stitches, and it's gonna catch up to him. I just can't see, like, this guy's obviously, like, once you get to, like, final 7, you're like, this guy's obviously running shit. Vote him out. And then that's really it. Otherwise, I think he's gone really far. I just don't think he's gonna make it all the way to the end. And then you got Carolyn. I have it 1.
Okay.
I think this is
Fair enough.
Carolyn's show. That's the way the edit's happening. I think she's actually pretty solid at strategy. So
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. When you pointed it out, I did have to concede that her worst part is just her emotions that get the best of her.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's. I don't know. Do you do the overall ranking this time or no?
I did, yeah. You
Okay.
want me to show that?
Run like really quickly. Let's go.
Okay, this is the cumulative ranking from everybody. So at 13 we have Josh. At 12 we have Franny. At 11 we have Jamie. At 10 we have Matt. At 9 we have Kane. At 8 we have Lauren. At 7 we have Brandon.
You're welcome.
At 6 we have Yam Yam. At 5 we have Heidi. Actually, tie for 5th and 4th between Heidi and Gathu. And then in third we have Carolyn. 2nd is Carson, and 1st is Danny.
You know what? I am really okay with that ranking there. That honestly is pretty solid. I again, other than Brandon being high, I feel like that is the perfect ranking. So with that being said, let's go into the universes. Sky, what's going on there in the Skylander universe?
Well, I should have a new video on Surviving up either later today or tomorrow.
Check it out, guys. Check it out. Survive it. Look it up. Get it. Underdog. Is possibly anything going on in the Underdog universe?
I actually have thought about like maybe making a comeback, but I don't know. I don't know what I do.
Comeback season. And then Bitter Dirt. Could there possibly be a video coming?
No, but I too have thought about Underdog making a comeback.
Anyways, guys.
Waiting better.
None of this happens without you guys. Without you guys, we're all just weird guys speaking to our microphones. So that's what talk to you guys in